Hello students, this is Anjana from Computer Science Department. In this class, we are going to discuss about introduction to the Python programming. So, first of all, you have to learn about what is a program. So, here is the definition for a program. So, a program is a sequence of instructions which is going to specify that how to perform a computation. See, what is the reason that why you are going to design a program? Huh? What is the reason? Just to perform a computation. That is, for example, if you have taken the addition of two numbers, so for that small purpose also you have to write program. After writing the program, you are going to execute that and you are going to run that program. So for that you have to write some lines of code. Okay, so we can say that lines of code as a sequence of instructions. So from this we can say that a program is a sequence of instructions which is going to specify how to perform the computation. Okay, that computation might be something mathematical or such as solving a system of equations or finding a roots of polynomial, whatever it is, whatever that may be a mathematical computation or something which is related something addition, division, multiplication, or finding the square roots, just like that. So, but it can be also some symbolic computation, such as searching and replacing a text. Suppose if you want to replace a text, that is, if you want to replace some text with another text, for that also you need to write some type of program, whatever such type of problems we are going to face. For that, we are going to write a code. So, such that searching and replacing the text in a document or something graphical like processing image or playing a video, just like that. Okay, so here from this we can say that a programming is a sequence of instructions. What are the instructions that you are going to take? Sequence of instructions that specify how to perform a computation. That computation might be something mathematical or such as solving a system of equations or finding the roots of a polynomial, but it can also be a symbolic computation such as searching and replacing text in a document or something graphical like processing a image or playing a video, just like that. Suppose if you want to process a image, for that you have to write a program. If you are going to play a video, for that you have to write a program, just like that. So for each and every language, these are the some few basic instructions that we have to learn for each and every programming language. So first one is input. The first one is input. That is, we are taking the data from the keyboard such that a file, the network, or some other device that is going to take. Okay. Next one is we are going to display the data on the screen or save it on a file or send it over the network, etc. And next one is performing basic. Next one is math function. First one is input function, next one is output function, and next one is math function, next one is conditional execution, and next one is repetition. Okay, first one is input. In from this we are going to get the data from the keyboard. That is you can take a file or from network or some other device. Next one is what is the output? Obviously, whatever the code that we have run, that should be displayed on the screen. And next we are going to save it on the file, and next we are going to send it over the network, etc, etc, just like that we are going to do that. Okay, next one is a mathematical function. So whenever you are going to perform some mathematical kind of operations, you are going to use this. We can say that suppose if you are going to perform the addition, if you are going to perform the multiplication, and if you are going to perform the division, subtraction, just like that, all these are mathematical operations, no? So to perform some mathematical kind of operations, uh, these math is an instruction that we are going to use here. Next one is conditional execution. So for after writing some sequence of lines of code, each and every programmer has to execute whatever the program that he has written. So first of all, he has to check for certain conditions and run that. After checking that, he has to run that appropriate code. Okay. Next one is repetition. So after performing some action repeatedly, usually some with some variation, so obviously the repetition might be happened at each and every place. Why? Because to execute or run that particular code, we have to repeatedly check each and every instruction thoroughly such that we can execute that code successfully. Okay. Next one, let us see how we are going to install this particular Python software. First of all, from any search engine, that is Google or whatever the search engine, you can type like download Python. So at each and every website you will get some free versions. We will have two types of version, that is free version and licensed version. If it is free trial, you can if without any free of cost, at free of cost you can download. You want some licensed version, then you can by with some cost you can take that software. So after downloading that software from the search engine, you will get some file. By clicking on that file, you can run the installer file, and how you can follow the steps, like follow the steps to install the Python during the installation process. So then check add Python to the environmental variables. See, at properties you will get some advanced options. If you have click and right click on that screen, at bottom side you will get properties. On the properties you will get advanced options. On that environmental variables, you have to add the Python. Okay, Python file to that. After adding the Python to that environmental variables, you can run the Python at any part of your computer. That is from the command prompt also you can run. So you can choose the path where the Python is installed. So after installing the Python, uh, obviously whatever the files you have installed in our system, obviously it will be saved in the program files. That is in the local disk C, program files, Python, just like that. You have to select that path. After that, you have to copy that path, and you have to place that path in the environmental variables. Okay. So these are the advanced options. Here advanced options, you have set the path, that is C users, programmers. Here the Python is saved. So after that, after setting the path, you are going to install. Once you finish the installation process, then you can run the Python like this. So these are the advanced options here. This is the view that we are going to get here. So once the Python is installed, this is the view of the command prompt. We have already know the command prompt in the system. If you have go down into the Windows, you have Windows button there. No, in that Windows button you can find out the command prompt. So once that Python is installed, typing Python in the command line will be invoked automatically, the interpreter, in the immediate mode, such that we can directly type the Python code. That is, we can enter or get the output or input, whatever the commands that we are going to write, we can directly write that. So, and we can enter that output also. Then here we are going to try typing, and net we will get 2 as the output. So that is, see, if you have observed here, if you have pressed Python here, it showed like okay, Python, this is a version of the Python 3.7.2. It is showing like this. No, this is the command prompt. This is the command prompt. So here if you have typed the Python like this, it has shown the version of the Python, and next it has displayed like this. So if you have typed 1+1 like this, it displayed. If you have what you have done is, you have done the addition operation here. You have done the addition operation here, that is 1+1. After pressing this 1+1, you got the output 2. Okay, here we have performed the arithmetic operation. Here you have performed some arithmetic operation, and after pressing this quit operation, you will quit out of this. You will quit out of this command prompt. That is, here this is the overview of this is how we are going to run the Python program. This is a one small example here. Once the Python is installed, after typing the Python in the command line, automatically the interpreter of the Python will be invoked, and the interpreted definitely in the immediate mode. So from this we can directly type the Python code, and if you after typing the Python code, if you press enter, there we will get the output. Okay, there we will get the output here. So if you have observed, see, clearly I am saying that how we are going to install the Python directly by going into the search engine. We are having so many search engines, so go to the Google and press Python. After typing that, you will get like, uh, after typing that, you will get like you can download the Python software. So after downloading that software automatically will be stored in some drive in our computer. Automatically by default it will be stored in disk C, program files. In that the Python is stored. By taking that path, after copying that path, you can place that path into the environmental variables. Okay, from there the process of installing the Python is successfully completed. Okay, after that, if you are going to take that software, if you want to use that software directly by going into the command line prompt, here if you type like this Python, automatically the interpreter will be invoked, and after invoking that interpreter, you can take the you can write the code for that. So here if you have pressed 1+1, it displayed the output. Here that is the input that we have given 1+1. Here it displayed the output 2. So from this, if you want to quit, you can use the code quit. You can use this option quit. By this you can quit from this Python. Okay, this is how we are going to perform. So after running that, if you are going to run that Python integrated development environment, this is a without running the program in the command line prompt. If you want to run this program in the Python integrated development environment, this is the Python shell. This is the look of this Python shell. So if you are going to run this Python integrated development environment, integrated development environment is a piece of the software that is going to provide the useful features like code hiding, code hinting, and syntax highlighting. So wherever in the command prompt line, only the black and white display will be there. But here in this integrated development environment, it is only a piece of the software that is going to provide useful features. What are the useful features here? Code hiding, syntax highlighting. Suppose for each and every programming language we are going to having some syntax, right? So there, if you have written some syntax, there should not be any highlighting task like that, and code hinting. It will not show like that. We have to search for that. So here the main advantage is in the integrated development environment. It is a piece of the software that is going to provide the useful features like code hinting. Next one is syntax highlighting, and after that it will be thoroughly, it will check whether it is having some errors or not. Next one, file explorers, etc, etc. These are the some of the advantages with the Python integrated development environment. Okay, so from here also we can run the Python code from command prompt line. Also you can write, you can run the Python code. Okay, next, so by the way, when you install the Python, an integrated development environment named IDLE also installed. We have to install the Python IDLE. So after installing that one, you can easily use it to run the Python on your computer. So it will be decent for the beginners. Why? Because for the beginners it will be little bit confused that how we where we have to write, and just like that there should not be in command prompt, there should not be any highlighting things just like that. So if it is here, it will be very easy for the persons who are going to take the programs just like that. So there they can easily use the code to run the Python on that particular computer. So it will be very decent for the IDE beginners. So this is a look of the Python integrated development environment. So if you open the IDLE, and interactive Python shell like this is opened. Okay. Next one is, if you want to save the file, you can save the file with .py extension. Definitely you have to save the file with, why? Because .py represents the Python. Okay, so you can create the file by using the .py extension. So suppose if you are taking one sample program, if you are taking one sample program, uh, you can save it with hello.py. Hello is the name of your program file, and py is the extension for that Python program. So to run that particular file, you can directly go to the run module, or simply by you can click the F5 key. By simply clicking the F5 key, you can directly run that particular the two things that you have to, first the basic thing to save the file, you have to keep it on mind is, you have to save that file with the .py extension. Okay, first thing is you have to save that file with the .py extension. And next one is, you have to, if you want to run that particular Python code, simply you can go to the run module, or simply by clicking the F5, you can run that particular code. Okay, so this is how you are going to run the, see, this is the outlook of the Python integrated development environment. We have in two ways we can run the Python code. First one is in command and prompt also you can run. But if you have taken this software, it will be very easy for that is, we have discussed in the previous slides, that it will be very easy for the others to take the, that is highlighting the syntax just like that. These are the extra benefits to run the code in this particular IDLE. So suppose if you have written the code like print hello world, that is you are going to print this just a simple program, print hello world. If you have seen in the, if you have observed this in the C language also, if you have for print, what are the code that we are going to write here? Print f. Okay, but here the line we are going to use here is print. Okay, print open parenthesis, inverted commas, whatever the text that we are going to print, you have to write that you have to write that text in the inverted commas, and after that you have to close the parenthesis. Okay, this is how we are going to print this hello world. Just for simple code we have written. So if you are going to run this particular command, here if you have file, edit, format, run, options, window, help, this many tags are there. No, here if you have observed this run command, by clicking this run command you can directly run this particular code. Okay, without clicking this run command, by clicking the F5 key also you can run this particular code. Okay, so after clicking the run command or by pressing the F5 key, it is showing the output here. See what it has shown. What it has shown? Hello world. Okay, simply clear. This is just one small program I have written, that is hello world here, and here the output hello world is printed here. Okay, so this is how we are going to write the first program. See, this is the command for the print. To print the command, you have to write like this: print hello world. So this is the example for the print statement. If you are going to print the statement, that is if you are going to display some statement, whatever the statement that you are going to display, you have to write that statement in that particular quotes. So this is the example for the print statement. Here the result that we are going to get is hello world. So why we are going to get this result? Why? Because whatever the text we have written here, the text we have written here is hello world. So here output, obviously the output that we are going to get is also hello world. So this is an example for the print statement. So here the result is hello world. And next one, the quotation marks in the program, and the mark is the beginning and the end of the text to be displayed. So what are from the beginning to the end the text is displayed. So and they do not appear in the, if you are going to do not appear the text into the particular result, so it will not be displayed there. And next one is here the quotation and the marks in the programming, whatever the programming that we are going to beginning from the end. So here in this class, the basic concepts that we are, what are the basic concepts that we have learned is what is a program, and next how we are going to install that particular Python software in your system from whatever search engine, from the basically from that search engine itself we are going to download that particular software. And after installing that software, you have to place it in the environmental variables. And then from the command line prompt also you can run that particular Python code, or from the Python integrated development environment also you can run that Python code. And next one is, if you are going to take any if you are interested, to do some mathematical operations, you can directly perform the operations. Like suppose if you are going to perform the addition operation, that is one simple code, that is 1 plus 1. So after pressing the 1 plus 1, obviously you will get what is the output of 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1, the result is 2. So automatically the result is displayed there. And again, simply if you are going to type, if you are going to press any option, like if you are going to print some press statement, by simply pressing the by simply typing the statement like print hello world. This is a sample program. How you have to save that particular file? By .py extension. Okay, by .py extension you can save that particular file. So after saving that file, how we can run that file? Here we are having some run option here. See, this is the environment. So here you are having some run option. Here by clicking here also you can get, or by pressing F5 also you can run that particular program. So after running this program, you will get the statement like this. Okay. So in this class, these are the concepts that you have learned. In the next class, we will discuss another few basic concepts. Okay. Thank you.